Today on Suncoast View, a Sarasota group who protects women is starting their education early in elementary schools. We'll discuss.
How important is it that kids put down their digital devices? We'll hear from the Education Foundation of Sarasota County and how they're trying to help parents battle the problem.
Then the show's Going to the Dogs and all of the rescue organizations on the Suncoast that help them find forever homes. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and welcome back to Candace McHellion. Great to have you with us.
Thank you. I love the new set.
Isn't this beautiful?
Just a little something we whipped up for you.
Always good to have a little bit of a redo. We've got a little bit of a redo in the weather. It felt a little fallish this morning, so nice to be on the other side. At least for now, that's for sure. Well, we're going to see who's in the kitchen today, where we are also feeling like fall in our Rice's Appliance kitchen. We welcome Chef Ray from Madison's in complete fall tones from top to bottom.
Exactly. I only get to wear this a couple times a year.
Well, we're glad you are. What are we making today?
Today we're going to make a pumpkin spice torte with a salted caramel buttercream, candied pecans, and a bourbon caramel drizzle.
Good heavens.
Any part of that sounds amazing.
Yes, exactly. There's like 7 of the best ingredients ever created, all in the same
That's
dessert.
the way to start the week.
Wow.
Exactly.
All right, well, we won't be starting the fitness segments till later then. We'll just go right there and we'll worry about this later. I have such good intentions on Monday mornings. All right, well, I am glad to be back
I'm glad you're back.
feeling like fall because I actually got to see fall this weekend. I went to visit my daughter Reagan at the University of Wisconsin, but they skipped fall. They had a blizzard.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
That was
That's
the first
this
quarter of the football game. Yes, you may have seen it. It was all over the news. A pop-up snowstorm. The craziest part was by the third quarter, the sun was out, but that was a cold front pushing through. I get all excited about Midwest meteorology when I'm there. That is my husband and our son, Michael. Oh, he's a Florida boy. The child has never seen heavy snow, and Mike was like, really? You live here and you miss this? I was like, yeah.
He doesn't look like he wants to see it again.
That was before the game. Literally 30 minutes later, it was snowing harder than you can imagine. And then the temperatures fell during the whole game. And by the end of it, we actually went to Chicago that night and then spent Sunday there as well. But it was cold.
Really?
And I like cold, but you forget that cold is cold. We just don't have the clothes.
We don't. It's true.
I don't have the shoes. That's what I was lacking.
Yeah,
The shoes.
it's still cold. I remember putting gas into my car when my hands were freezing.
Oh, absolutely. Your hand would stick to the pump. You had to decide, do I ruin the gloves and get gasoline on them, or do I risk losing a finger and touch the cold pump?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I was afraid to get rid of my scraper for my windshield when I moved down, just in case it snowed here.
Never know.
You know what I remember about up there is bundling up, and then you get into a car, and it's like, oh, take it all off of me, because you get so warm. Or like living in New York, you get on the subway, and it's like all of a sudden you're sweating.
You're hot.
Yeah, it's that back and forth.
Well, and you run into that it's almost better to be cold outside so you're not hot inside if you're running a lot of errands. Because we had a lot of layers yesterday trying to figure out exactly how to make it work. But
Did you break out the boots?
I don't have boots.
Oh,
I have nothing. I've been down here 12 years.
You're all wedges and sandals
Yes,
now.
yeah, I only own like 2 pairs of closed-toe shoes, and one of them are running shoes, which is what I put on, right?
Yeah.
And then my fashion daughter was like, those look ridiculous. I said, they're the only closed-toe shoes I have. Like, it is what it is. So I will admit I was looking for closed-toe shoes last night.
Leave it to
Well,
our
I'm
kids to point out.
We're glad it forced you to come back.
Yes,
Woo, yes.
All those wonderful memories. It's warmer in
At least
Florida.
I brought a little cool weather with me. But yeah, I know we've been complaining about 95, most of us, because it's been so hot this month. But wow, there's another extreme, people. And I don't know if it's any better.
Well, it looked good in pictures, I'll tell you
You
that.
know what? That's what it's all about. So it's very pretty looking. Well, speaking of looking good in pictures, Linda, you had a fun event this weekend, and I was very sorry to miss it yesterday with our station girls.
Sammy Chido's getting married. We had a bridal shower for Sammy at Chef Judy's house. All the girls were on Team Sammy. We planned the whole thing. We got the decorations. We got the food. We planned the games. We had an awesome time. It's just such a great feeling to be part of a group like this. And we all work at ABC7, and we come together and we take care of our people. You know, we really celebrate Sammy, and it's just such an awesome thing. These are friends forever. So it's great to work in the same room with these people.
I got to say, the ladies at this station, you all really bond. I mean, you all do things. You celebrate each other. I don't know that the guys, I don't know that we do that. that here.
I've never heard of the guys
yeah,
having
I
a shower.
hang with John Scalzi, you know.
I mean, I remember it's almost a year ago we had a baby shower for our executive producer, had her first baby, and then a
Right.
wedding shower. And you know, the girls are younger and they're in that stage in their life where they're getting married and having babies, and you know, it's fun stuff to celebrate.
It's fun to celebrate the wonderful things going on.
Yes.
In the
It's
news
important.
department, we hear about all that other stuff.
Right.
But in our own lives, we celebrate the really good times.
And like you have your yayas, your group of friends that you all started off working together and you're still friends to this day. And I look at a lot of the young ladies that are here at ABC7 and they're all like in the early
They're
stages of their
starting
career
that.
together, and I wonder
Right.
if they're going to always remember.
They're finding
I
their
think they will.
yayas.
Yeah, yeah.
Aw, I love that. Well, good. A lot of fun times. And,
And I am taking the McCurdy's comedy class, and we have our big show on Wednesday. I am terrified. You wouldn't think. All the time I've spent in front of a microphone, I walked out there for a rehearsal and said, "Hi!" and I couldn't think of another word. I went totally blank. That's the truth.
Wow.
That's never happened to me
weird.
before.
well, you could just start telling stories about you, and then you'd kind of be able to weave back into the
I
comedy
couldn't
stuff.
remember any stories.
Couldn't remember any
about
stories?
me.
That's
my gosh.
funny.
I've never had that happen. I'm going to stand behind the curtain, I think, and talk from there.
Write the lines on your hand. There you
Or
go.
like prompts. I wonder if it's the pressure of being funny that's making
Yeah.
it so much
Yeah,
harder.
I'm not
like
funny.
you're worried
I know
about
I'm
being
not
funny.
Yeah.
You are
just
funny.
You are
You
funny
are very
though.
funny.
Yeah, usually
Well, come
without
see
trying.
our show on Wednesday night at McCurdy's. I have 2 dirty jokes to tell.
We'll be rolling. Can we take video of these?
Oh yes, absolutely. And you know, if you do run into Linda anywhere, she will be trying out some material on you.
I
I
am,
heard her
I
in the
am.
hallway throwing a couple jokes around.
I tried it on the news director. She didn't laugh.
Maybe don't try it on your boss. Try it on us. All right, that's a lot of fun. We'll look forward to hearing about that this week. It is time for today's hot topic, and the National Domestic Violence Hotline reports that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men experience some sort of intimate partner violence in their lifetime. Now, a Sarasota group is starting very early to teach kids the keys of a healthy relationship. Spark, or the Safe Place and Rape Crisis Center, is going into Sarasota elementary schools to talk to kids about the difference between good and bad behaviors and empower kids to speak up when they don't like what someone does. Spark says teaching kids boundaries and empathy will help down the road when healthy relationships become more important. What do you think about that?
I think empathy is probably the most important thing we can teach kids, to put themselves, to feel like the other person feels. And that will change behavior totally if people really get it.
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think a lot of these kids, hopefully they have good examples at home, and that's the most important key, to see healthy relationships at home. But if they don't, how do they learn about that otherwise? So I think it's great that they're going into the schools and talking to them.
Yeah, and I think we've noticed with this generation now that's in school, they, I want to say they have less tolerance for things that are not okay.
Right.
You know, like they speak up, and sometimes we talk about it in a negative way, but it's actually a good thing. So for someone to go in at that age, these kids aren't going to take any bull. You know, like they see something that's wrong, they're going to call it out. So
Well, and they're very young. Some of the examples in the article I read were, you know, first graders saying, well, I don't like it when people touch my hair. And that's good. That's okay to define a boundary if I'm not comfortable with people touching my hair, because down the road that can turn into I'm not comfortable with people touching other things either, and you know that there's a boundary. We all are allowed to have personal boundaries.
It's important to have personal boundaries.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's a good conversation to start early.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's good. So thanks to Spark for doing that, and I don't think it's ever too early.
No.
You know, I think critics have been concerned about that, but I don't think anymore.
I don't
it's
either.
ever
Because
too
unless
early.
kids know these things, they're not going to have a good life.
Right.
So we've got to teach them these basic things first, and then the rest comes.
And it's hard to unlearn it too. You know, when you learn something early on, and then it ends up to be wrong, and you end up realizing you have choices later, it can be hard to unlearn it. So it's good to get in there now.
Start early. Well, here's another disturbing statistic. Nearly 60% of U.S. teens say that they have been bullied or harassed online, according to Pew Research. Now, texting and digital messaging are now, of course, the central way that teens build and maintain their relationships. But as we know, this level of connectivity can lead to non-consensual and appropriate or hurtful exchanges. So when things turn inappropriately, interestingly, teenagers say that parents actually do a good job addressing harassment, but they're critical of how teachers, social media companies, and politicians handle cyberbullying. is this fair? Teens seem to want to see a little bit more action from the policymakers.
It's tough though, because they have to be there. You know, like if a teen is bullied in school, in the hall, and someone sees it, then they can address it. But the problem is you got to be on the platforms to address the cyberbullying. Otherwise, it can just happen. And no one knows about it.
And sometimes you don't know if it's bullying if you don't know the people involved. You don't know why that's so hurtful.
Well, look, and here's a really horrible thing about social media is Snapchat and now Instagram are doing it. You send something that could be a bullying picture or even a sexting text or whatever, and it disappears. So unless you're sitting over the shoulder of your teenager and watching it, which I do sometimes with my daughter, but you're not there all the time, you don't even see it. And then you have to rely on them telling you about it, which they may be embarrassed about.
Most kids don't want to do that.
The whole disappearing photo thing is a disaster, in my opinion. And there's no other reason to do that other than
something that you don't want to, something you don't want to have record of.
Even having
That's a really good point. Is I wonder at some point in time if we can address the social media company and say, why do you have things disappearing?
What's the point of doing that?
Right. Why are we trying to send things that we only want to see for 30 seconds? We don't want record of.
So what would you do if you saw your daughter was being bullied? What can you do about that?
I think it's really difficult because you have to have a conversation with your daughter and make sure that she understands that what's happening is not right. And then sometimes I think you have to address it with the school if it happens at school. And then sometimes I think I would address it with a parent if it was bad enough, if I know the parent. Because I'd want to know if my children were doing that. I would absolutely want to know and have that conversation with my kids that it's not okay. I think a lot of these kids don't even know what social media etiquette is, though.
Right.
So that's a big problem too.
It's true. It's not. I don't know that it's being taught.
It's not.
No. And
adults don't know it.
It isn't just about parents. It goes much bigger. So it's certainly not a problem that's going to go away either. So we know that airline seat space is at a premium. But what if you had to pay a premium price just for being tall? A Hong Kong Airlines passenger says he is furious. He was charged $100 to upgrade from an economy seat to one with more legroom. All right, the guy is 6'6", so his legs stuck out in the aisle on a standard row. Flight attendants complained that his legs were in their way and that they told him he had to move to a row with more room. But he was forced to pay the upgrade fee for seats that would have otherwise been sitting empty. Now, we've heard about having to buy an extra seat for being too large sideways, but should you have to pay for being tall?
Well, if you can't fit in the seat, I think so. If you cannot fit in the seat, you have to pay extra for bigger clothes, bigger shoes, bigger everything else. So I think that's fair. If you can't fit there,
you can't help it.
I think if you're that tall, like there should be some sort of a height, limit that if you are that tall, then you get the upgraded for free, especially if no one else is in it.
That's the part that got me. Nobody else is in it. Stop charging me for things that I shouldn't have to pay for.
Because he really doesn't have a choice.
Right, if he's tall, he's tall.
Right. I guess it depends on if he's impeding
at
someone else's. I mean, did he put his legs on another passenger?
Well, I think
if he's not bothering anyone.
He couldn't get his legs in his allotted space, and the flight attendants could not, maneuver their cart down it. So, I mean, he was in the way.
That gets tough though, because all right, so I don't think he should have to pay, but then where do you draw the line on that? If an obese person comes on, do you say, well, no, they should get two seats because they're larger? So that's a slippery slope right there. I'm just glad I'm a short guy. I always have leg room.
And then
should there be a policy? I mean, maybe there's a policy above 6'5", above 350. I'm throwing random numbers out. Then that is the capacity of a seat.
Well, then short people should get a discount.
I
want a discount. Right, exactly.
Sometimes when I fly Southwest a lot, and obviously it has open seating, and you watch people scan. Who should I sit with?
know.
And I'm always like, they're coming here because I'm short.
I know.
And they know I don't take up any room.
Look unpleasant. That's what you're supposed to do. Or start coughing.
Yeah, right.
That's a good
Wear a mask.
Oh, gotta love air travel. Well, speaking of air travel, we know that TSA can be a little bit persnickety sometimes as we go through with our carry-on bags. But imagine your surprise if TSA found this in your bag. A 22-year-old from Maryland was going through security when they spotted something suspicious, a .40 caliber rifle. Now, it wasn't loaded, and the man told the authorities he didn't know it was there because his mother packed his bag.
Oh, please.
I don't know if
There's so much wrong with that excuse.
Where do we begin?
I know.
Right. First of all, at that age, why is your mom packing your bag?
Right, exactly.
Second of all, obviously your mother doesn't like you.
Right.
If she's putting a gun, fortunately, unloaded in your bag. And third of all, those are the idiots that make me miss flights.
Yes,
you
it's
know,
true,
that's
it's
my
true.
thing. Great. Some Sunday afternoon, you had that place backed up for hours.
Who does that?
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
people.
That's what we don't like. All right, we're going to check in with our mid-morning forecast. When we come back, Halloween safety tips from Carl Reynolds Law.
So across the peninsula, quiet conditions, not looking at any rain falling anywhere. We have a little chaff from military exercises out of Pensacola, probably. That's what that is, down to the south. Otherwise, tranquil conditions all across the Gulf till you get to the Texas coastline, where a stalled frontal boundary is producing a little bit of rain showers, mostly there. We'll watch for that area to develop a low pressure area. Could be a fairly strong one, but non-tropical in nature. It'll cross the Gulf waters, bringing us a chance of rainfall as we head into probably Friday, maybe Thursday night, but Friday most likely. And that will give us a good chance of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two. We'll watch for the potential of some heavier rainfall, though that will most likely be mostly to the north of us. Today, some fair weather cloudiness. That's about all we see. The high pressure ridge will be with us right straight through the next several days, providing us with about average daytime high temperatures like we'll see today, with a daytime high of about 85. We'll head through the evening hours with temperatures that drop a little more quickly.
In just a couple of weeks, little ghosts and goblins will be out and about in our Suncoast neighborhoods. Their safety and security, of course, needs to be a primary concern, especially for homeowners. In this week's Injuries Are Personal segment with Carl Reynolds Law, we talked to attorney Carl Reynolds about our responsibilities as property owners. Not something we think about so much as we may as parents, but this is a big deal. Halloween is coming up. Many of us will have a lot of visitors. What is our responsibility as property owners?
Well, it's really a common sense approach. Your responsibility is to keep your premises or your home reasonably safe.
But things happen.
Well, things happen.
So how do we define reasonable? Like, what if I'm going out, you know, a couple of days before trick or treat and kind of scanning the area? What type of things should I look out for that some legal savvy person could then come back and ding me for?
Okay. As a property owner or homeowner, what you're looking out for are things that you know about. The loose brick, the loose tile, the hole that would be right next to a place where trick-or-treaters might be walking. Things that you might create, like extension cords running around, any tripping hazards, anything that's hazards like that that could cause injury, those are the things you're looking out for.
All right, you mentioned extension cords. Some people like to make a really big deal about Halloween. Maybe we're setting up a haunted house, maybe we're hiding behind the bushes and jumping out. Does that create legal concern?
It could. The standard is this. It's called a negligence standard in Florida, and what that really means is, it's a fancy legal term. What it really means is doing something a reasonably careful person wouldn't do, or failing to do something a reasonably careful person would do. So would a reasonably careful person jump out of the bushes, especially for a little child that might be standing on a step that could cause them to stumble and fall backwards? If a jury could decide that that wasn't a reasonably careful activity, then you could be held liable, which is another fancy word for meaning responsible. You would be responsible for the injuries and the medical bills associated with those injuries.
So you really have to think about it before you set up the fun haunted house, before you do the fun things. Could this come back to haunt you because a reasonable person should consider the consequences?
Right. I'm not trying to be the Grinch.
Cancel Halloween.
Right. I'm not trying to be the Grinch that stole Halloween here. No. I enjoy Halloween. My children enjoy Halloween. I have 4 that are trick-or-treating age. So it's just be reasonable and be reasonably careful. If you do have extension cords run across, put tape over them, okay? Make sure it's well lit in certain areas. I know that maybe takes us away from some of the spook. But just make sure that anything that's got variances in heights are well lit or well marked or blocked off. Right. And that's really what you're looking for.
Because we're trying to have fun, but we obviously understand that there can be, bad things sadly do happen. Now let's talk about renting.
Okay.
If I am a renter, I don't own the property, who is responsible or liable for anything that should happen on that property?
And I'm going to give you the lawyer answer. It depends. Okay. But what it depends on is it's who's in control of the property. So if you rent a home, for example, and you have exclusive control over the property, you're responsible for that entire property.
For the bricks, the steps, the cords.
Right. So you either need to warn trick-or-treaters about it or fix those things or have the homeowner fix them. But ultimately, if you knew about it, you're on the hook also.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you don't invite trick-or-treaters over your house, if your house is completely dark, then they would technically be called trespassers. Not in the criminal sense, but then your responsibility is a little bit less.
Right.
Now, it's different if you are in an apartment complex. Right in front of your doorstep, yes, you're responsible. If you have a mat that isn't properly secured and they trip over that, that's different. But if they're going downstairs and the lights are not working properly, you don't control that. That's the apartment complex. So the responsibility and duty would be then on the apartment complex, not you as the renter.
It sounds like the bottom line is if you're aware of something, it certainly is a good idea to take care of it.
Common sense.
Common sense. And that way we
and
avoid it.
And if you are injured as a result, we don't hope for those things to happen. You know, you have legal rights, and that's where my firm comes in, and we can help with that.
That's right. We want a safe and happy Halloween for everybody, but should there be any problems, there are people you can call for more information about any of these legal liability questions. Go to injuriesarepersonal.com. We'll be right back.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Welcome back. We are all in search of smoother and younger looking skin, but it can be very time consuming to make multiple trips to a doctor's office or spa for treatments, not to mention pricey. Today, beauty expert Angie Lee is here to show us 2 devices that you can use at home to rediscover your own fountain of youth. Welcome, Angie. Great to see you.
Thank you so much for having us. Of course, we're super excited because now you are able to get treatments just as if you were going into an esthetician or a med spa or a laser hair center. You now get those treatments in the privacy and comfort of your own home, but with professional tools.
Wow. Well, we certainly like the fact that that technology is able to be used at home because we don't want to give up anything on technology. Let's start first by telling us about Silken Titan.
Well, the Silken Titan is our most innovative, latest design. This actually uses 3 different technologies. So we not only have that red light therapy, we have infrared heating, and we also have, most importantly, deep fractionated energy. And that's going to go deep beneath the skin surface. That's going to go into the connective and the elastin fibers, and we're going to rebuild the structure of your skin. So if you want to smooth out the fine lines and wrinkles, you want to work on skin tone and texture, all you're going to do is place a little bit of the gel, and I just put that right here, you guys can see. This is the same as if you went into a professional salon and got this done. Now, one button turns it on, and all I'm going to do is put this in contact with my skin. You can see here that red light illuminates. You will feel that beautiful warmth. We're working on topical skin. We're working on the collagen. We are boosting your very own collagen that you have underneath. And then most importantly, using that radio frequency, we're going in and we are contracting those collagen and elastin fibers, and we are rebuilding that structure from the inside out.
So when we hear about various facial treatments that you can do through spas, that you can do through, dermatology offices, it has this technology, but now it's just something that you can run at home?
Yes, this is something now you can do at home because, of course, Silken, the company themselves, are the developers of this type of technology. And what they've done is they've taken this technology and put it into an at-home device.
Wow. How often would you do that?
Now this, we recommend that you do this twice a week for up to 10 weeks. Once you get to that 10-week mark, this is where it gets really good because this is long-term benefits. So because it's long-term and we're using your own collagen, all you need to do is use it once a week to maintain your results.
All right. So then there's another device that Silken has brought us as well that has to do with hair removal. So tell us about the Silken Infinity.
Okay, the Silken Infinity is our latest in at-home permanent hair removal, and you did hear me right. I know most people say, oh, permanent, there's no way. Yes, there is. This is very similar to going to a laser center, although what we're using here are 2 different energies. We're using optical energy, and we're also using what's called galvanic energy. So you're just simply going to plug the device in. You can see the coverage area here on the device, and you're going to press the button, hold this firmly in hand, and you just apply to clean, dry skin. As you glide over the skin, we are working in the way in which your hair cycle grows. Using that galvanic energy, we're opening the pores, as you can see here, allowing that optical energy to go deep beneath the surface into the bulb of the hair and eliminating it permanently.
So how many times do you have to go over it? Because I'll be honest, I've had laser hair removal and you have to go like 7 or 8 times. And it's just a lot of work.
And it was probably very uncomfortable.
I didn't want to ask.
If that hurt.
This does not at all. Would you like to try it? Actually, I'd like to just try it on your arm so you can see.
You're going to have a bald spot.
That's fine.
You feel absolutely nothing, right? You actually only need to use this once every 2 weeks for the first 4 sessions, and after that, once a month until all your hair is gone.
Okay, if it doesn't hurt, it is a major improvement over laser hair removal, because that brought me to tears. All right, so we have options for all sorts of beauty and skin treatments in our home. Thank you to Silken. So for more information on all of their beautiful technology, you can go to silken.com and you will find them online. All right, thanks, Angie.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we will find some furry friends, and they hope we find them a home. It's part of National Adopt a Shelter Dog Month.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Welcome back. So here is something that will tug on your heartstrings. There are between 3 and 4 million animals waiting in shelters or rescue organizations to find their forever home. October is National Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and Mark Chambord from Canine Corral is here to highlight some Suncoast rescue organizations and tell us how we can help. So good to have you with us.
It's great to be back. Anytime it's about a dog, it's a good day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I do want to clarify that Canine Corral provides dog training, daycare boarding, and pet care supplies.
Yes.
But you are a huge supporter and work very closely with many of our rescue organizations.
We do. Anytime anybody adopts a dog, we give them a free training session. Actually, a lot of people think we're a rescue, and we're not there quite yet, but we do support all of our rescues.
Well, that's important because a lot of us, you know, we want to do something good. We want to get a dog, but then we're surprised. Yeah. You know, dogs don't come with instruction manuals and they're not easy.
And that's the reason we do the training session is because you get a dog and it's like all of a sudden it's like, I don't know what to do. Do I want to give it back? No, you want to work through it.
You want to learn.
And keep the dog.
Yeah, it is life-changing.
Yeah.
But it's life-changing for the pets as well. So here's a couple of photos that you brought us of dogs that are up for adoption.
This is Rocky with Vintage Paws.
It.
Vintage Paws is a senior dog rescue. They actually have senior dogs. And myself, I have Spencer now, but I've always had a senior dog. Now I have a handicapped dog. He can't walk. but he's a great dog.
Okay,
so
that's
they
Vintage Paws.
Vintage Paws. There's Deuce. Deuce is from Bishop Animal Shelter. They're in Bradenton. Deuce was actually on my radio show that I do on CTQ, and I'm hoping by now he's been adopted. I don't know. I don't know.
So too.
Here's Tenderheart Charities, Ember. Ember, black dogs are hard to get adopted sometimes, and I don't know why that is, but it's kind of like black cats. Ember is a great dog. It'll be good for somebody in someone's home. Canine Castaways. It's Tiana, a little Chihuahua mix.
So cute.
Maybe it's a relative of Spencer. I don't know.
So that's the Canine Castaways organization.
Yep. And here's Manatee Humane Society, Hera. Hera, it looks like she's an up-front desk dog, so I'm assuming that she's really good with people and good with dogs.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, it's so hard for all of us dog lovers when we see things like this because you just want to take them all home and help them and save them.
I
But
know.
not everybody can do that. What are things that people who want to help these rescue organizations do?
You know, maybe you're not ready to adopt a dog, but help these rescues out. Donate to their medical fund. Maybe if you can't adopt them, at least help foster a dog for a while. Maybe you don't want a dog, but you think you do. Take a trial, foster for these rescues.
Okay.
Some of these places, they don't have shelters, so they are in-home rescues, and they need to have people foster their dogs for them. Every time you have a foster, you're saving one more dog. And that's the whole thing.
That's a good way to look at it.
Especially with Hurricane Michael, some of the dogs that we have here today are from Hurricane Michael that have been rescued. Yes.
Okay.
And I have to hand it off to any of the rescues, not only the ones that are here, but the ones that are not here. Everybody came together for the hurricane, and everybody was so good about making sure that these dogs weren't homeless, the dogs and cats as well.
That's wonderful. Our Suncoast Rescue
great.
organizations work together
They're
so well.
Awesome.
But they need us to work with them as well. So there is nothing we love more than a puppy parade, and Mark has brought us one.
Yeah.
Who better to manage the chaos, of course, than Joey? So you've got some pretty cute friends with you, Joey.
Oh, they're so cute.
Oh my gosh, I have fallen in love about 5 times over here. So this is a really great, 4 different organizations are here, and they have brought puppies. So what we're going to do is actually get a chance to meet them, find out what their specialties are, and then if you're not able to adopt, what you might be able to do to still help them. So we're going to start off. We have 2 puppies here from Royal Pet Rescue. And Debbie is here with Gail is helping. We have Lola. I want you to be able to get a close look at Lola. Lola and Lee are here. So tell us a little bit, Debbie, about what is your specialty at Royal Pet Rescue?
Royal Pet Rescue, we do the babies. We do the puppies and kittens. We're not breed specific. We don't care if they have square heads or round heads or...
Well, in addition to be able, obviously you're hoping that someone can adopt. If they can't, though, what's high up on your wish list of things people can do?
We need fosters, and our medical fund is always in the red. Always.
And with puppies, there's a lot to do, but look at those cute little faces. And this is Lee here we're looking at right now, also from Royal Pet Rescue. You can find their information at royalpetrescue.com. I'm going to move over.
They came from Chipley, which is north of Panama City. Oh. It's the Saturday before Michael.
Oh, wow.
We went up and got 10 puppies.
Oh. So you definitely, your hands are full. You need some adopters or at least some help. They're those sweet faces. It's hard to leave to move on.
How can you resist?
This is Patty from Underdog Rescue. And Patty, you've got Hoss. Hi, Hoss. So tell us a little about Underdog. What's your specialty?
Small dog.
Okay.
We rescue from shelters. We're a foster organization. We don't have a shelter, so we are in desperate need of fosters.
Okay, fosters. And again, if somebody cannot adopt, what are you most in need of right now?
Medical funding, of course. All of our money goes towards vet bills. So, and right now with the hurricane and trying to help other organizations as well as ourselves, we could really use funding.
And tell me a little bit about Hoss here.
Hoss is a 4-month-old. He's a, don't know, mix, maybe Border Collie, possibly. Came with his mother and his 3 siblings. They were very, very sick. They thought they all were going to die.
Look at those
But we managed to
eyes.
save 3 of the puppies and the mama, and she's still not well.
Well, thank you for all you do. And of course, we can also, underdogadopt.com. All right, this one, we got a little bundle of energy over here from Satchel's Last Resort. Doug is holding Frankie. Hi, Frankie. Doug, tell me a little bit about Satchels. What is your specialty?
We're a special needs rescue, so we concentrate on behavioral or medical needs. And we got a little bit of a behavioral need going on here that we're working on. Frankie's only been in our program for about 3 days now, and we've got him in a wonderful foster home. She's made great strides, even though it may not show right now, but she's made great strides with him so far. So
Well, and she has been here all morning. Frankie's been here all morning, and so he's been very well behaved. He's just getting a little excited on camera.
Absolutely.
What do you need right now in addition to people adopting?
We're always needing medical funding.
Okay.
Medical funding, yes.
Oh, it's hard to leave you, but I gotta come see your friend over here from Sarasota County Animal Services. This is Kathy, and you brought Ebony, who is the sweetest.
This is Ebony. She's our 8-year-old senior dog. She's a pit bull mix, and she's a very mellow, good dog, good on a walk. And we found out today she likes all of these dogs. So that was a wonderful thing to find out.
There are some love connections happening over here.
She's a very good dog.
So obviously, tell me a little bit about your specialty at Sarasota
Well,
County.
Animal Services is the county facility, so we're charged with enforcement. I'm a volunteer there. But the byproduct of the enforcement is that we have some stray dogs. Like Ebony.
So in addition to adopting, what else are you looking for?
Medical fund. We're desperate for medical fund donations. That would be wonderful.
And that website, of course, is also on your screen. It should be sarasotasheriff.org. I love these dogs. I want to take them all home. But Stephanie, I'm going to send it back to you.
Yes, great rescue organizations. To find out more about all rescue organizations here on the Suncoast, you can always go to caninecorralsrq.com. Mark doing a lot to help everybody out. And you heard him, everybody needs help with their medical funds and foster care. You can find that out online. We'll be back.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Jess Dowdrick. Today at noon, early voting is underway in Sarasota County. Polls opened at 8:30. We'll tell you where and when you can vote. And a heated debate between Florida's gubernatorial candidates hits the airways. We'll give you a recap. Now let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
So if we look at the rainfall futurecast for the next several days, or well, the next 6 hours, you'll notice there's not a whole lot of rain shower activity in our area, but on the other coast, an easterly wind might pick up a shower or two. Otherwise, I think we stay dry today, but a little bit on the breezy side. Northeast wind coming in at about 15 to 20 today. As we head into the evening, the winds might subside a little bit, but it will be a choppy day out there on bay and inland waters. The forecast calls for beautiful weather, though. Daytime high tops out around the average for this time of year, about 85, with rain-free conditions.
I feel happiest when I'm out enjoying my favorite things, like spending time in my garden. That's why I need a Humana Medicare Advantage plan.
Many Humana Medicare Advantage plans cover everything from emergency care and hospital stays to doctor office visits and prescription drug coverage. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,900 on average on their prescription costs. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals, plans that include vision and dental coverage, and most plans include Silver Sneakers Fitness and a rewards program, all for a $0 monthly plan premium in most areas.
Now I can be happy and healthy and keep enjoying all of my favorite things.
Your health and happiness is important to us. Call or go online now to get your free decision guide and see how a Humana Medicare Advantage plan can help keep you enjoying your favorite things.
One of the big things parents worry about these days, do our kids spend too much time on their digital devices, and is it really harming them? The Education Foundation of Sarasota County feels there is such an important issue here. They're bringing in an award-winning documentary called Screenagers, Growing Up in a Digital Age, and they're providing free viewings to the community. We welcome Jennifer Vine, the president of the Education Foundation, Suzanne Burke, she is director of college, career, and life readiness at the Education Foundation, and licensed school psychologist Stacy Herrera, now in private practice. Is screen time really so bad? We adults spend a lot of time on our screens. I guess you could say, yeah, and look out how that's working out.
Well, I think what we know is that in the 21st century, technology is here to stay. And I think what the power of this documentary is here to show is how can we create a dialogue so that we can find the balance and harness it for students' best interests.
We need some answers to this. So what impressed you about this documentary?
I think the research behind the documentary was very impressive. It allows families and students to really understand how they're consuming, what they're consuming, and the potential impact upon themselves. And then it also allowed for some great strategies for families to use moving forward and how to manage and find balance.
That's what we really need. So why did you think it would be so important to bring it here? Why do our students need it? And our parents mostly?
Absolutely, that's a great question. And you know, the message of the film aligns completely with the Education Foundation of Sarasota County's emphasis on college, career, and life readiness. And so we know as educators that students' academic preparedness is critical to a lifetime of success and functioning in the 21st century, but equally important is the life skills, and we think of that as social-emotional learning, things like self-management, self-awareness, responsible decision-making, and that's the message of the film, totally aligned with our initiative for college, career, and life readiness.
So when people walk out, what do you hope they take with them?
Well, we'll have parents there, families there. We'll also have educators there and other service providers. And I think that our goal is for everyone to leave prepared to have those conversations with their students, with their children, such that they make plans going forward, as Jennifer said, for a balance of using technology for positive purposes.
I have a question. As educators and mothers of teenagers here, from the school and an educator point of view, what can you say to families that the most important thing they can be doing to try to better deal with what we know is a massive generation problem?
I think we probably all have some comments. Do you want to take that first, Stacy?
I really believe that it's important for us to reach out and create this sense of community. The Education Foundation is bringing great resources to this community and really allowing us to look at the whole picture. And we know that there is no manual to teaching these kids. And we really, really have to rely on each other and create this village around ourselves and our children to better understand how to manage this ever-changing technology.
I would also add to that, when you look at teaching and learning, education happens far outside the classrooms.
Yes.
When you look at 14% of a child's waking hours are actually spent in a classroom. So how can we actually have that dialogue, and how can we as family members and community members and parents be able to talk with our children to create solutions?
Well, thank you so much for bringing this documentary, and there will be 2 screenings of Screenagers at Northport High School tonight, October 22nd, and at Riverview High School, October 23rd. Admission is free, but you do have to register online and make a reservation. You go to edfoundationsrq.org, and be sure and get out there because this is a great treat. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Get local news and information from the team you trust. Like ABC 7 WWSB on Facebook to stay connected to the Suncoast.
Big things coming up. ABC 7 will be hosting the must-watch debate of the season. The race for Congress in the 16th Congressional District is one of the highest profile races in the country, and it's happening right here. Both candidates, Republican Vern Buchanan and Democrat David Shapiro, will face off Tuesday, October 23rd on ABC 7 at 7. So you will want to watch this. It'll be moderated, of course, by our very own Alan Cohn. And you can have a chance to ask Alan Cohn questions that you want him to talk to the candidates about. You submit your questions to Alan M. Cohn on Twitter. Well, coming up next, no controversy here. This just looks amazing. We're going to join Chef Ray from Madison's.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Jess Dowdrick. Coming up today at noon, early voting is available for the first time at college campuses. We'll tell you what students need to know when they hit the polls. And former Vice President Joe Biden is coming to Tampa. We'll tell you where he'll be and why he's here. Now let's take a look at the forecast with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
Kind of a breezy day today. We'll look for that northeast wind to come in at about 15 to 20 initially. It'll subside a bit during the second half of the day, but still choppy on your bay and inland waters. We'll look for 2 to 4 foot seas. Forecast looks great today. Finally, some cooler, drier weather heads our way. We'll look for a daytime high that tops out about average for this time of year, coming in at about 85. Now, the air is dry. It has lower dew point values, so we will see some fair weather clouds around, but no rainfall. Plus, as we head into the evening hours, we'll watch those temperatures taper off pretty quickly once the sun sets.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
According to a new survey by U.S. News and World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Welcome back. We are in the Rice's Appliance Kitchen with Chef Ray from Madison's, and I love everything pumpkin, and you are not disappointing. What are we making?
Absolutely not. We're doing a spiced pumpkin torte with a salted caramel buttercream, candy pecans, and then a bourbon caramel glaze.
It has been eyeballing me the whole show.
I agree.
All right, how do we get started?
Well, I've got the caramel over here, and we're ready to add all the good ingredients. This is a stick of butter and 3 cups of sugar, and I've cooked it until it's a nice amber color. Linda, if you want to add the bourbon to that.
Oh, this is the bourbon.
This is the bourbon.
Oh.
Got to have a little bit of bourbon.
I got the wrong. This is the
That's
bourbon.
the bourbon.
Okay, got it. Is that half a cup?
It's about. I kind of eyeball it.
Oh,
So
wow.
this
Does
is
it
going to
matter
bubble.
what
This
kind
is
of-
super, super hot.
Does it matter what kind of bourbon?
You want to use good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, you know?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
With all these
And
ingredients?
Go ahead and add the cream to that, Linda, slowly, because it's going to bubble. And while she's doing that, if you guys want to start building one of these,
I would love
I
to.
have 3 cakes all ready to go
You
here.
used to have candied pecans, but I'm eating them all.
I know.
I've cut the crowns off so that
Okay.
they'll lay flat, and you can just pipe a circle all the way around, and
Okay.
we're going to stack our cakes on top of each other.
All right. This is a heck of a piping bag.
What kind of cream is that?
It's a salted caramel buttercream.
It just keeps getting
So what I've done is added the caramel that's cooled here into my buttercream and then kosher salt. And you just add enough salt to taste. And some people like it a little more salty than others.
So
Linda,
you
if you
said
want
a
to mix that
circle.
up until it's all dissolved.
Nothing in the middle?
Oh, yeah, completely
Oh,
cover
okay,
the
I was
whole.
going to say, I don't want to
No,
get
no,
the
no.
middle piece then. That
Completely
would be
cover the
annoying.
whole thing, and there's a little spatula there if you want to spread it
Okay,
out
Joey,
thin.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pipe and you're going to spread. Because this is a lot of work.
Yes.
It's,
Yep.
it's very thick.
We're bubbling. We're bubbling.
That's good. You want to do that.
This is a buttercream that I'm
It's a
working with?
buttercream. What it is a pound of butter, 2 pounds of confectionery sugar, and then about a half a cup of the cooled caramel, and then a big handful of kosher salt.
Oh,
my.
It smells so good.
Okay. All 3
You can
need
smell
a
the
topping?
salt, too.
Or 2? Yeah, no, all 3.
all 3.
Okay.
3, all
And then
right.
you can go ahead and add the vanilla into that now.
Well, we are making a serious sauce over there.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
So I
Now
noticed
it's
on your
thinner, though.
finished product that it looks like, I mean, you push that cream all the way to the edge so you can really see
I
it.
do,
for
because I
presentation, right?
like the naked look on this. It's
Yeah.
a little rustic.
I do. It is really nice to see the cake layers with yet you can tell that it's stuffed with something
Yeah.
amazing.
Exactly. And now look how good that caramel is now.
Oh, I'm
Can
so
you
proud
smell
of
it?
myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just-
Oh, yes.
Yours isn't as neat as his.
I know. Well,
And if you don't want to make this at home, just call me at the restaurant, 41, and I'm taking orders for Thanksgiving.
Well, it's amazing because here's the thing is that most people don't even know how stunning it is as a complete dessert.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we see it in slices as it's served, but it is just absolutely gorgeous.
And you can just stack that. You can stack those on
We're
top
ready
of
to
each
stack
other.
now?
Yeah. And what I'm
Okay.
going to do is I'm going to take this
So pretty.
and I'm going to cut some wedges out of it
Oh.
so we can taste.
Oh. I feel like I'm in the way.
Nope, we're good.
All right, we're good?
We're stacking.
We're stacking.
I love the
Yeah,
candy
and if they can
corn.
also call Madison's 41 and get a complete turkey dinner for Thanksgiving to go.
Which is so great to know. So it's okay to have people over for Thanksgiving, but don't feel like you have to have the stress of doing all the cooking. You can get a Thanksgiving dinner to go at Madison's, because I love the idea of that, nice, cozy, everybody together. But it becomes a lot of stress for anybody that has to do
And
it.
it's great. People absolutely love it. We get so many return customers every year. Natalie and I work the back parking lot, and it's like a drive-through. They come up, they tell us their name, and we have everything ready to go, and they just take it with them.
All right. We are about to be in heaven here. Do you want to drizzle over this, or do we need to let that cool?
Well, you actually put the pecans on first.
Oh, okay. Here, I'm going to move this so everybody can watch me do my work.
Let's get this out of the way.
This is a busy kitchen today.
Yeah.
All right, pecans first.
Yep.
While you are finishing, I'm going to dive in.
Yeah, you dive in.
Yeah,
I need a Linda.
Pass
the
the
fork
fork.
down. I'm staring at this
forks.
thing and I can't take a bite of it.
Come on, I'm trying to decorate, people. All right, here comes the
And then you
sauce.
just pour the caramel right over the top and let it
All
run right down the
this is
side.
absolutely amazing. You need to go to Madison's and enjoy Chef Ray's incredible pumpkin tort.
And this is on the menu right now.
Okay, it is the perfect fall fix. All right, Candace, good day to be here, huh?
This is probably the best dessert I think I've ever
had.
Thank you.
Puppies and pumpkin, we are happy people. Everybody, enjoy the fall feeling. We certainly are. Take some time and enjoy our amazing Suncoast View.
I made a mess.